Hi. Listen, I hate to break it to you, but you're probably not as good a writer as you seem to think you are, based off of the condition of your responses. By the way, while I do object to AI being used for creative works, using it for grammar and spelling errors, probably a good idea in your case. You say you work in later comments, work in STEM. I'm going to go ahead and go out on a limb and say it's not in computer science. Because yes, I do actually understand how AI works, and this isn't it. First off, the use of the term AI is kind of a misnomer. It's not actually artificial intelligence. What you have are a series of complex algorithms used for different purposes, and they're created for those purposes. You're saying that we need to be better at creative work so they can find cures for cancer, but that's not true. Those two different algorithms are those two models are using vastly different instruction sets. They're not working the same. You could improve ChatGPT for a dozen years and it still wouldn't be able to do anything about cancer. It's not designed to. ChatGPT is a large language model, which means that they put a bunch of text in a database and let it index it. And then it applies essentially, it's a little more complex, but essentially the same principle as autocomplete, just drawing on a vastly larger data set to work on. By the way, a lot of that data set was never paid for, was never given permission to be used. They just did it anyway. But let's put that aside. Ethical concerns clearly aren't a big thing for you. Uh, the fact is, it's not doing anything creative. It is looking at those words when you give it a question or an instruction. It looks for things related to the thing you've requested, and gives you the most likely next answer in the sentence or paragraphs that it generates. This is why sometimes the responses are nonsensical because it doesn't understand them. It's just generating what's the most likely next word. ChatGPT isn't creative. It's not helping you to be creative. You have confused throwing walls of text as being creative. It's not. Being a good game master is about understanding your players, understanding your interactions with them, understanding how the rules influence play. It's about understanding what the nature of the story is. And ChatGPT can't help you with any of that. It's not good at it. There are reasons to use AI in the world. There are. It is good at doing, say, algorithms for protein folding, the cure for cancer you were talking about. But that's a different model. It's a different thing that's not doing the same thing as ChatGPT. They are sort of in different fields. It's like being good at English and being good at physics are not the same things. They are useful for certain coding tasks, large scale statistical models, but creative work ultimately doesn't come out being creative. It always feels fake, it always tells on itself. AI is a waste of time for any game master and diminishes your skill because you're not concentrating on the things that are actually good for being a game master. Not for nothing, you could probably spend some more time practicing what makes you a good writer as well.